it, nice hands, drives and scores. Picked him off, beautifully done.
Hey Cardinal Nation, my name is Luke Montine. I'm going to be your special guest host today. Shout out to Room 184. Don't forget your free fist bumps every day. That guy will be hosting the Most Wanted Items food drive next week, November 7th through November 11th. All items will be donated by first hour classes. Deposit those items in your grocery bag that will be delivered to your classroom. Leave the grocery bag and items near your classroom door, and during fourth hours, the DECA internship will stop by at a counter to collect the donated items. The top 5 classrooms on the DECA Instagram each day. The class that has the most items donated by the end of this week will receive a juice and donut party the day before Thanksgiving break. All items will be donated to the ACBC food shelf. Alpine skiing season is starting soon. We want you to be a part of our team. We are having an informational meeting on November 10th at 6 p.m. in room 106. Season starts November 14th and no experience is required to join. We hope to see you there. Boys basketball tryouts are coming. 9th graders will start on November 14th, and all other grades will start on November 21st. If you did not attend the preseason meeting, be sure to get the tryout information sheet from either the counseling office, Coach Carver, or Coach Schlinsong. Now, here's a special message from our CRHS counselors.
Hi, it's Miss Wolter and Mr. Agoric here to talk to you about your mental health. Coon Rapids High School is here to support you, and we want to remind you it's okay to not be okay. The holiday breaks are coming up, and that can bring up all sorts of emotions for people. We experience different situations and possible stressors during the break, and as you're navigating those experiences, here are a few strategies to support yourself. Create a calming environment. Where's your go-to space? What can help you stay calm and focused and comfortable? Is it music, a walk, a snack, warm drinks, pillows, plushies, etc.? Anything that makes you feel calm and relaxed. Give your emotions and brain a break from social media. Social media can be really toxic, and stepping away to clear your mind can be a really powerful tool. Focus on the right now. Practice a mindfulness meditation or activity. Guided mindfulness activities and meditations are available on the Calm app, Insight Timer app, Headspace app, and on YouTube. People often think mindfulness means taking a deep breath, meditating, and then moving on. Mindfulness is learning to be rooted in the present by engaging in a specific task.
So, how do you access support at school? Are you ready to connect with someone? Are you unsure of what to do? Let's talk about that. Let's say you're in the middle of a moment. Something's going on and you really need to talk to someone here and now. We encourage you to talk to any trusted adult here at the school. Some additional steps you could do, you could visit the counseling office or the main office. You could set up an appointment to talk to your counselor or school social worker. You could email them, or you could use the QR code. There's one located outside of the counseling office, and there's one located outside of the social worker's office, in between the second and third floor. You could ask to meet with your assistant principal. Or you could ask for additional mental health service information in the community. Your counselor or social worker should be able to help provide you some of that information. Here is our administrative team at Coon Rapids High School. You could talk to any of them as well. On the right is our principal, Mr. Pena. To the left, far left, is our activities director, Mr. Wallrath. And then we have 5 assistant principals who are assigned to students based on the first letter of their last name. As you can see, we currently have a blank space, and we're excited to share with you the new member of our administrative team here in the next couple of weeks. There's additional student supports here at Coon Rapids High School. We have 6 different counselors. As you can see the names here on the left. The counselors are assigned to students by last name. We now have 2 social workers this year at Coon Rapids High School. They also are assigned to students by last name. We have a school psychologist. We have student achievement advisors, Mr. Setz, Ms. Snow, and JT. We have intervention paras. They're there to help you with some of your academic and social emotional goals. You could always talk with our school nurse. She's located on the first floor near the main office. And we also have a professional therapist here in the school as well, Ms. Dreschmeyer. What other resources are available? Well, many of us depend on school staff for support, but it's important to also know some of the resources outside of school. So what are some resources if you or someone you know are experiencing a mental health crisis? First and foremost, tell a trusted adult. Call 911 if you or someone else is in immediate physical danger. We also have the Anoka County Mobile Crisis Response Service. This is a free call. Number is 763-755-3801, and they are available 24/7, 7 days a week. There also is a Hennepin County Mobile Crisis Service that also is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's two different numbers here listed on the slide, one for children up to age 18 and one for adults 18 or older. Prairie Care also provides a no-cost mental health screening. If you want to schedule an appointment or for a referral or to get additional resources, there's a number here listed on the slide as well that you could call them.
We want to remind you that you matter to Coon Rapids High School. If you are going through something and need to talk, you can call or text 988 or chat online at 988lifeline.org/chat. Thank you for listening to us, and remember, you matter.
And it's a great day to be a Cardinal.
You know it.
Thank you, Ms. Walter and Mr. O'Gork, for the very important message. Today's lunch will be chicken chili crispitos. Now stay tuned for a preview of the CRHS Fall Theater production of Radium Girls. The show will take place on November 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. In 1926, radium was a miracle cure. Madame Curie, an international celebrity, and luminous watches, the latest rage, until the girls who painted them began to fall ill with the mysterious disease. Inspired by a true story, Radium Girls traces the efforts of Grace Fryer, a dial painter, as she fights for her day in court. Her chief adversary is her former employee, Arthur Reeder, an idealistic man who cannot bring himself to believe that the same element that shrinks tumors could have anything to do with the terrifying rash of illnesses among his employees. As the case goes on, however, Grace finds herself battling not just with the U.S. Radium Corporation, but with her own family and friends, who fear that her campaign for justice will backfire. Written with warmth and humor, Radium Girls is a fast-moving, highly theatrical ensemble piece, called a powerful and engrossing drama by critics. Radium Girls offers a unflinching look at the peculiarly American obsessions with health, wealth, and the commercialization of science. That's all we have for today, and remember, it's a great day to be a Cardinal.
You know it.
Hello, hi, my name is Imani Harris. I play Catherine Schaub. Just a quick synopsis. Radium Girls is about the young women back in the 1920s who was poisoned by radium and went on to fight against their employers and companies for justice for wrongful diagnoses and wrongful actions towards women during this time.
I am Allie Staples. I play Grace Fryer. And so basically these women in the 20s would work in these factories where they worked painting watch dials with paint and brushes, and the paint was made with radium. And what they would do was they would put the brushes in their mouth, ingesting the radium, and that's how they got poisoned and sick from it.
And my name is Michaela Wild. I play Irene. And after they get sick from the radium, their jaws decay, and they get a lot of infections and horrible things that happen to their bodies. And doctors either don't know what happened or try to cover it up and misdiagnose many women. And yeah.
So that's Radium Girls.
Yes. Our show opens in about 2 weeks, November 10th through the 13th. And this is our snippet.
Grace, you should have seen it. The church was filled with flowers, lilies and carnations and orchids. You know Amalia loved orchids.
Those weren't orchids.
They were orchids, Irene.
Flags.
Orchids. I know an orchid when I see one. Purple orchids. Oh, and Grace, you just should have seen it. The church was like... Wait, what was that smell like? It was like It was like...
Flowers?
No, it was like heaven. I was going to say it was like heaven.
Like heaven? Catherine, it was just a funeral. You make it out to be some sort of Valentino picture.
It wasn't just a funeral, it was Amalia's, and it was beautiful. You should have seen it, Grace. The church was just, it was like the botanical gardens. And the company bought a spray of flowers, too. Carnations.
Mums.
Yellow carnations.
Those were mums.
Well, it sounds like a nice service anyhow. Was McNeil there?
McNeil? Are you kidding? You think she'd cross the street for her own mother?
Most everybody else was, though. You was about the only girl on the floor who wasn't there.
I wanted to come, but Ma was working and I had to watch the little ones.
You could have brought them.
All 7?
Well, if it was me, I'd have tried to get there.
Just lay off. Grace feels bad as it is.
Were many of the fellas there?
Oh, yeah. Tons of fellas from downstairs. Mr. Roth from the front office, Mr. Reeder, and Dr. Von Shishaki was there.
Mr. Reeder left early.
Oh, well, he was there all the same. Oh, and Grace, you know that fella from Crystallizing? The one with the red hair. What was his name? You know who I mean.
Oh, the tall fellow with the freckles?
Yes, that's the one, and he snaps his fingers all the time.
George.
Jerry.
I think it's George.
It's Jerry. Jerry Mallon. He's the one who was always talking to Amalia in the day room.
That's right. Oh, and Grace, after the mass was over, he goes over to the coffin, and he goes like this. Like this, he goes.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Oh, for pity's sake.
Oh, what? He did. Nobody could believe it.
So what if he did?
So what? He was in love with her. That's so what? Don't you think so, Grace?
Well, I guess he had to be, if he did that.
And can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine if he loved her and never told her, never could bring himself to say because she was so beautiful and he was so shy. And now it's too late. It's too late and their love is forever thwarted. He didn't tell her. He didn't tell her and he'll never get a chance ever again.
Poor Amalia.
Poor kid.
Her family took it awful bad. Quinta, Albina, everyone. Even her father was crying. I never saw a man cry like that before. Just bawling like a baby.
And you know why, too.
'Cause their daughter had died.
What she died from.
Irene, don't go spreading stories.
It's not a story. Albina told us. No reason Grace shouldn't know.
No what? No what? Amalia?
Ain't it awful? Albina says her father's fit to be tied too. 6 daughters at home and ain't none of them ever seeing a dance again.
All because Amalia upped and died from syphilis. It's not my fault that's what she died from.
You don't know that for sure.
Well, it's on the death certificate.
Anemia and complications from syphilis.
Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe the doctor got it wrong.
Oh, come on.
He could have got it wrong. Doctors are wrong sometimes.
Well, that's true. Doctor was wrong about Aunt Ivy.
What's Mama got to do with this?
Irene, don't you remember? Doctor said, up until the day she died, that Aunt Ivy would be fine. Take a cup of tea, get a good night's rest. And then 2 days later, we were taking her up to Rosedale Cemetery. Irene? Irene?
Irene, honey, you all right?
Huh? Yeah, I'm all right. Why wouldn't I be? What?
Your mouth is bleeding. And thank you.